Yeah, can I be sent to the parts department, please?
Yes, sure. 1 second.
Awesome, thank you.
Parts department is straight.
Hey man, I got a 2012 Kawasaki Ninja 250R. I need front pads for front and rear on it, brake pads. Can you give me a price on those?
Yeah, about $40 a set.
$40 a set, so it's a little over $80 plus, tax.
Yeah, I can give you it out the door.
All right.
Is that all you were looking for?
Yeah, just doing some price comparisons here. I hate doing this because it makes me look like a dick, but I'm sorry, man. I order parts from Caltrix, right? They're a really good company for clutches, brake pads, all sorts of odds and end components for motorcycles. They make premium quality stuff for a very cheap price. I've been using Caltrix on all my bikes since like 2007, 8. They want $81 for pads that literally cost like $5 a piece. So I ordered these online. I'll put the link in the description. I think it was like $11.21. They came in 3 days to my house. I mean, and that's with eBay's markup on it, where they actually make profit. So, I mean, clearly the dealerships really try to get you. I get it, they have an overhead cost, but that's a bit crazy. So if you guys don't order parts from Caltrix, there you go. This is the company that I go through for almost every part that I buy. But today we're gonna put these on because my Ninja 250R really needs brake pads. This bike needed a complete maintenance overhaul since I got it, so that's what we've been doing to it. I apologize if I'm a little deep throat. I kind of have a cold right now. I picked up a little cold somewhere, but there you go. If you guys don't buy your parts, you should check out Caltric. They make some very good parts. So we're gonna put these on today, and because my bike really needs it. So the front and rear pads are both identical. It doesn't matter. These guys brand everything that they do with Caltric. They have an online eBay store and Amazon, or you can just order direct from their website. But they make really decent products for a very good price. So their pads are phenomenal looking. They're really well quality. So there you go. So let's pull my front caliper and rear caliper off, reset them, and then we'll pop the new pads on there and we'll do this job together. The beginning of this video was just to remind you guys that it's cheaper to do your own work, and it really is more cost effective. Dealerships at this point have gotten really insane with their pricing and their charging, and I'm sorry, when you realize how easy these jobs are to do, you realize how much they've been ripping you off over the years for doing your own maintenance and stuff. It's actually much simpler than you think. A dude with their basic tool set could do this in their garage. So let's get started here. Show you what I got going on here. So, you got to remove these back here. If you guys can see that, there's two back there. You got to remove those. And matter of fact, let me take you off my head. So you got to remove those, this one and that one. It took the impact wrench to get those off, and it also took the impact wrench to get these loose. So once these get heated up a lot, man, they're just screwed. But there are no pads left on here. So that's it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So let's grab my needle nose here. See if we can pull those bolts out. I think I got them loose enough. They should just come out. Yep, there's one. There's two. Now that should pop off of there. Somebody got all this ass backwards here, so I'm gonna have to mess with this for a sec to get that out. Yay, who did this and why? So for future reference, this is how that line should have been on there. So clearly somebody took this off and just shoved it on backwards, but it is what it is. Yeah, those pads are gone. There is nothing left of those pads, and that's why they're not working. So you can see that there is absolutely no pad left. Come on out of there. I'll show you what a regular pad should look like. So there you go. There is no pad left on there. Front one is the same way, but the front one at least is still working, so should be good. But I gotta get rear brakes. I have to, because I go into the turns and stuff, and I have to be able to turn. So tis what it is, I guess. You know, it is what it is. So let's pull those out, because that's what releases these pads. Once you get those out, you can pull the pads out. So I should just be able to do this now. And this might even be faster with my other tool here. All right, let's do it this way here. Speed my job up a bit. It seems to be where that comes out at. There we go. That one coming out too? Yep. Oh, they're just sitting against the pads. They're kind of hard to pull out. There we go. There's one. The other one's gonna put up a fight. Damn, I hate to grab it with a pair of needle nose, but come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of that. You can see how these are set up, so we'll go ahead and take this one off. We know which way that one goes. We got to reset this caliper real fast on both sides. So let's back this off, open this up here. Boy, if these bolts were loose, this would have been a really easy job. Let's do this one here. Hopefully it'll push down the opposite side at the same time. And it would have been the same way for the front had I been able to get those out, but now we have to get a whole new caliper. So let's pull that pad out of there. There we go. Set that one down. Grab one of the new pads, flip it around, pop it in there just like that. We'll take the other pad. That one went this way, like that. You can tell because that bar locks it against the head there. And now we're gonna put these back in. So this time I'm gonna put some penetrating oil in there. When we seat these now, it should go in a little easier. All right, put that one back in there, correct it just a little bit, make sure those are both tight against the edges, like so. Beautiful. All right, now the fun part begins. Wait, where the hell is that head at? There we go. Gotta put these back on, but first I gotta crack these down just a little bit so they don't come loose. A little bit more tight. I'm not gonna be wrenching on them here. That's how they got stuck in the first place. Flip that upside down, and then we gotta insert this so that the pads are right in between. There we go. And then we line up these holes how they should be lined up. Once we get this back on there, there we go. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There we go. All right. That goes down here. All right, now this is gonna be the fun part. I'm gonna find one of these that fits on here correctly. It appears like I have a winner here. We're gonna insert that back through there. This will probably be the easiest way to do this. Just to get those back in, lined up enough that I can crack them down real hard. Oops, you know what else I forgot to do? Spray it on this one anyways. Put a little penetrating oil on there. There we go. I'll probably take out that other one and do the same thing again. I want those to be soft when they go to come out. There's that. So let's take that one out again if I can, real fast. I just want to add a little penetrating oil to it. Come on out of there. There we go. Just a small amount. I want it to be easy to take these off and put them back on again. I'm gonna go to do this if it's necessary in the future. I'd like to be able to get these off again because these pads only made it 20,000 miles, so see here. All right, now we're just gonna tap these. Just tap them. Damn it. A stupid line, man. This is a really bad design, whoever put this line here. There we go. Once that locks in, I don't want to keep cramming on it. Come on out of there, bastard. There we go. I'll do the front line too. Okay, that one's locked into place. Shouldn't be going anywhere. Insert this just to see how much it turns now. If I can get it on there. Okay. So, tight. 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 All right, let's see if we can get some brake pressure here now. There we go. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we might actually have rear brakes. Might actually have rear brakes. How cool would that be? So I gotta order a front caliper because that caliper is absolute shit. I'll work on those bolts a little bit longer, but you guys see how it is. You have to pull those little bolts out to be able to get the pads off. Those are so stuck on the front that they just stripped out. I'm gonna put them under a little heat and bang a flathead screwdriver in there and see if I can get them out, because if I can, then I'll just order the hardware. But if not, I mean, you're putting a caliper on the bike. That's all there is to it. So the rear one worked. Luckily, my impact wrench was able to do the majority of that job. So let's figure out how much brake we got right now. My front one still got, yep, still got good pressure. Cool. Let's what am I driving over the top of here? A toolbox or something? There we go. All right. Let's give this a push out here. And probably gonna have to, yeah, we're gonna have to bleed that brake to make it work how it should. I've got pressure, but not a lot, so I can feel them activating a little bit. All right, let's bleed that brake real fast. See if we can get some more pressure going. Whee! Whee! Aren't brakes fun, man? Isn't this a good time? Oh yeah, grab my rag here. Brakes are so exciting to do. Oh, buddy. All right, clean this off. That probably dripped out a bit. That's all right. We're gonna lose some of that fluid right now anyways. So, stick this on there. There we go. Crack it, tighten it. Crack it, tighten it. Crack it, tighten it. Down. There we go. I'm hearing some air come out now. There we go. Oh, I'm getting some brake pressure now. Oh yeah. All right, we got brake pressure. We got brake pressure. That's what I wanted to see. This brake hasn't worked in Lord knows how long. Buddy was straight up with me. He's like, dude, I don't know how long it's been since the brake hasn't worked. And I was like, nah, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Let's get the rest of these drips off of here. And grab a little water to neutralize the brake fluid, because if you leave it on there, well, you'll see. So there we go. Upper, lower. I was able to eject enough brake fluid out of there that this should be working good now. So at least I'll have front and rear brakes. Don't leave brake fluid on paint, guys. It's really not good for it. I'm gonna go grab something to neutralize the brake fluid here in a minute. It's just gonna be water. There we go. All right, I should have brakes now. Should have brakes now. Clean all that up. go. There we go. Oh yeah, I can feel the brake pads now. Now let's see if they're sticking though. Nope, all good. Oh yes. There we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a good amount of pressure. Cool. Sweet. All right, we got brakes again. That is a huge plus. I need to break them in though, which means I need to take this around the block a few times and mold those pads now. So Dan needs to take the bike for a ride. Now you know how to bleed them. Push all the way down, relieve the pressure, lock it, let it back up. Push all the way down, relieve the pressure, let it back up. You're waiting until you can feel pressure and there's no more bubbles coming out. If you hear air bubbles coming out, then you're still screwed. And you'll probably have to do this again tomorrow. So just don't put all your tools away too quick, you know? Don't put all your tools away too fast. Well, anyways, I was only able to do one set of pads. That's all right. I gotta order a caliper now. At least I've got rear brakes now and front brakes. So, start this thing up. I'm gonna take it for a ride. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.